So you've reached the part of your interview when you're asked if you have any questions. Now perhaps you breathe a sigh of relief. You know you don't have to answer any more questions. Maybe you start to think of what you'll do later that afternoon. Maybe go for a walk in the park. Stop. You're still in the game and there's still points to be scored by asking good questions. Firstly, ask questions that relate to the interviewer's personal experience. So instead of asking something like, can you describe the culture here? You might get a much better response by asking, I'd love to know how the culture feels for you here. And it's a subtle shift, but a really powerful one. And by asking it in a way that's personal to the interviewer, you ensure that they can actually answer the question. I also recommend asking questions geared towards learning more about the role in order to emphasize your interest in it. Questions like, I know there's never the typical day, so I was wondering if you could describe some things you might usually get up to. Injecting a little personality, maybe even a little humor into your questions can be a really great strategy, especially if it reflects who you are as a person. Fourthly, ask open questions. These are questions where the interviewer can't say yes or no to, and they're great for creating a more conversational vibe towards the end of the interview, which increases the feeling of connection. And ask questions you're genuinely interested in. It's cool to be curious. So that's what you should do when asking good questions at the end of interviews. What should you definitely not do? Well, firstly, I'd say don't ask when you'll hear back. You'll hear back when you hear back, plus you miss an opportunity to ask a much juicier question. Secondly, never ask a question that you can find the answer to yourself. For example, who's your biggest competitor? Because it could come across as lazy or disinterested. And thirdly, never say I have no questions unless you're totally not interested in the role, because it will likely be interpreted this way. The interviewers want to see you hungry to learn more, so always ask questions. And lastly, keep your questions to a maximum of 2. The interviewers are likely on a tight schedule, plus you'll always have the chance to answer whatever questions you have left over when they give you the offer. Follow these tips and you're going to have great questions to ask at the end of interviews that you're genuinely excited about. The objective here is to use questions to emphasize your interest in the role and to increase the feeling of connectedness through a more conversational ending. Now, if you want to run your ideas for questions to ask at the end of interviews by me, then include them in the comment section down below and I'll be giving feedback on each one.